Good evening. How is everyone doing tonight? I am here to talk to you tonight, as I promised yesterday, about eating out at restaurants. This is the time of year that we find ourselves out and about so much more, running around, and sometimes that means we're meeting friends or we're just grabbing a bite out of necessity. So, whereas yesterday we talked about um, eating at more quick places, tonight I'm going to talk about sitting down at restaurants. So, what can we eat to be healthy when we're eating out? And for those of you that might be new around these parts, I'm Lainey and I love to help people look better, feel better, have more energy by making better choices in the food that we eat and the products that we use. So, I really enjoy eating out. I try to go out with Brian as much as is practical, as much as I can get away from around here. Because, when you have 10 kids, you cook a lot. So I like having those breaks. And, sometimes I choose to just, eat whatever's there if it's something that's truly amazing. But my rule for um, pretty much how I eat all the time is I try to eat healthy unless it's amazing, unless it's something epic that we can't miss out on. I just got back from Paris. There was eating to be had in Paris for sure. And you know what? And when you go into that with that spirit of there's no guilt, I'm going to fully enjoy that. The amazing thing is it's scientifically proven that your body actually burns those calories more than if you go into your meal with guilt. So anytime you choose to celebrate what you are eating, that's a good thing. So that's point number one. If you're going out for a special occasion, and it's something that you really want because for whatever reason, this is your favorite food, your favorite restaurant, whatever, go into it with an attitude of enjoyment and blessing, and your body will thank you for that, okay? Because anytime you go into eating and you're like condemning yourself, it's, your body's going to hold on to those calories more. So that's point one, regardless of where you eat. And regardless of the choices that you decide to make. But that being said, you can also choose some really fantastic things, have a fantastic meal, and walk away from it knowing you did the best for your body the whole time. So I'm going to talk tonight, whereas last night we talked more specifically about different chains. I'm going to talk more in genre tonight because, is there a massive difference between like Texas Roadhouse and Logan Roadhouse? Not really. So, let's go into steakhouse since we're already there. You want to choose an unbreaded meat, okay? A steak, a chicken, some fish that isn't breaded and fried. And then skip those potatoes. You want the non-starchy vegetables for your side, or a side salad. And that's always a good choice. Try and eat a salad every single day if you at all can. Choose the salad dressing that's not sweet. A balsamic vinaigrette, a ranch, a blue cheese. Those are usually pretty good choices. You could also choose to go with a lighter meal. You could go with a grilled chicken or a grilled fish and get the sweet potato on your side. Skip the brown sugar, skip butter, maybe a very tiny amount, like a teaspoon or so of butter with your sweet potato. So those are great choices for the steakhouse. For Mexican, I love Mexican food. Do you have a hard time saying no to the chips? I can have a hard time saying no to the chips, especially if you've been to the new place. Is it Chevy's, Chewy's? I can't remember. They have epic chips. But most chips are just chips, right? They're not great, but you're eating them because they're right there in front of you. Personally, I don't touch the chips because if I eat one chip, game on. My face is in the basket. I'm eating all the chips. So I just don't. But if you're at a place and you know that salsa is really good, ask if they have any vegetables that you could dip in the salsa. And that way you get the salsa and you're not eating the corn chips. Remember, corn is what they feed to animals to make them fat. So you don't want to eat the corn chips. So try and say no to that. When I'm out, my favorite thing to eat, and those of you that go to Mexican with me know, I get something called nachos carbon, and it's steak, chicken, and shrimp with cheese, and it's nachos, but I don't get the chips. I ask for more lettuce, and so some places will just heap all that on a bed of lettuce, and it's fantastic, and so it's got some pico and other things on there. I love that. That is my favorite thing. So I'm always avoiding any corn shells, any flour tortillas, any white rice. And if I'm going to go with something that's got cheese, I'm not going to be eating the beans. So that's usually one of the best things you can do. If you could go fajitas and you just don't put it in the tortilla. So you still get the flavor, you just don't get the tortilla vehicle. So, also love Chinese and Japanese food. Try and go for a meat and veggie dish. Think like beef and broccoli, a pepper steak, a Mongolian beef, Szechuan chicken. Those type things are really great. Skip the rice unless you know it's brown rice, and most of the time it's not. Fried rice might look brown, but it's brown from soy sauce. Avoid any meat that's battered. My personal favorite is like a black pepper chicken, and that's usually a battered and deep fried thing. So I don't get that very often. Sometimes I choose to, but I don't get that very often. You want to avoid any sauces that are sweet, like a teriyaki or a sweet and sour. Those are generally always going to be just so full of sugar, and you don't need that. Indian or Thai food, pretty much any coconut or cream-based sauces, those are really good choices. Go for veggies instead of rice. I love stuff heaped on vegetables, and so I use that instead of the rice and pasta that you're going to get in other places. Many curries and soups are going to be pretty good. You might, if you want to go next level and like grill your server, you can ask them if they're thickened with flour, but for the most part, those could be good choices. And of course you need to avoid the noodles because those are going to spike your blood sugar, and that's what we're trying to avoid, right? Italian food, you can ask for any pasta dish, again, to be served over vegetables. I've gone to Olive Garden and gotten chicken Alfredo, and instead of getting linguine or fettuccine, I just get it over broccoli. Pizza places are becoming much more conscious about the fact that people don't want all the carbs in the crust. So you can ask for your pizza in a bowl. And most cauliflower pizza, they're still using white flour to make it. So it's better. Is it great? It probably depends on the place. And remember that gluten-free, asking for gluten-free crust, you're probably, obviously, if you need to eat gluten-free, that's a better choice. But if you're just looking to make a healthier choice, they usually put a lot of sugar and really starchy flours like a potato starch in those crusts. So can't support that one. Many pizza places have chicken wings. You can get non-breaded chicken wings, and that would be fine. One of my favorite things to order when I go out for Italian would be an antipasto salad. So, then I'm getting lots of good veggies. Lastly, this is kind of a cross between yesterday's fast food and a sit down, but Panera has a hidden menu that often has some really good choices. You can Google it. It changes occasionally, but you can find out. Sometimes you're going to get someone behind the register that has no idea what you're talking about. But you know, you can certainly ask for that. But if they offer you some bread or cookie, just say no to that one. So that's it for our eating out list. If you want me to email this to you, please just let me know, and I would be happy to do that. So that way you can have it, maybe keep it in your purse or glove box, and so that way you can check it out and refresh on what good choices would be. But generally, skip the bread. Skipped any breaded fried meats. Skip the pasta. Load up on veggies. Load up on just grilled meats, and you know, enjoy. So, all right, feel free to share this video, and we will be talking to you again soon. You guys have a great night. Bye.